Talking about the digital go, I enjoyed what you brought up earlier, where having these things can help people kind of understand their grief a bit more. I see some accounts online where people will tag loved ones who have passed, for a long years ago, and they'll be like thinking about you, tag them, and so forth. To what extent do you think this is like where does that line go? Do you think this is a healthy way to kind of experience grief, or is this something that should sorry if this is too heavy, or is this something that should be analyzed to figure out understand the greater health kind of mental health applications here? Also, none of us are mental health professionals. We have brains. They might be healthy, and that's the fullest extent. So this is not advice. This is just questions, and choose to continue listening at your own, discretion.
Right. And of course I'm married to a psychologist, a PhD level psychologist. So
Yeah, she's
I'm
smart.
skirting a line here. By the way, if we ever want to have her on and
We should
talk
have
about,
her on. Man, I did not think in advance. This gets back to my earlier point where I do not think of our guests nearly early enough to schedule them.
I can
But for
get her
you
in
to
here if you
schedule
want.
guests,
I can call her in here if you want, but um, this is a very personal thing, right? And this kind of comes back to the almost like the religion with AI thing. It's a very personal relationship you have with your grief and your loved one. And so I'm not gonna in no way, shape, or form I'm gonna pass judgment on anybody for how they cope,
no.
as long as it's healthy. And so I think with that, the answer is, as long as you're consulting with a mental health professional and they're like, yeah, that sounds like a good thing, thing you can do or thing you can try or, whatever. They're trained professionals in this, in grief counseling and in grief in general and managing grief. And so I think that's a really important thing to kind of say that, look, this might be something that's good for this. But it's going to be individualized and it's definitely going to be, under the direction of a mental health provider. I think might
Yeah.
be the best way to put this. Um, but look, if you're just playing around on a Friday night with GPT and you're missing your mom or your dad or your grandma or grandpa and you wanted to try it out, like would I do it? Yes, I would do it. Let me put it
Yeah.
that way. My personal relationship with like, yeah, I'm with you. Like I'd love to plug my grandfather into Chat GPT and
It's like
um,
the
you know,
it's like the Fortress of Solitude that Superman has,
yeah,
where he talks to his dad all the time, and although man, he's not gonna. Did you see the new movie where they made
I have
that
not.
Jor-El? Okay, spoiler alert for anyone listening. In the new movie, the big twist is that half the message that Superman got sent from Jor-El and Lara of when he was sent was, hopeful and inspiring and all that. And then Lex Luthor is able to actually get the rest of the message because it had been like messed up